You can spend 100 hours studying. You can pull 4 all-nighters in a row. You can memorize every single note, and still you might fail. Why? Because you are missing the single most critical ingredient for exam success: true brain power fueled by the right nutrition. This isn't about energy drinks or a handful of gummy vitamins. This is about biochemistry. It's about neurotransmitters, myelin sheaths, and your brain's ability to process and recall information under intense stress. You can be genetically brilliant, you can have the best tutors money can buy, but if your brain is operating on cheap inflammatory fuel, you will inevitably hit a mental wall, suffer from brain fog, and watch critical information vanish the moment you need it most, right there in the exam room. I have seen countless students, brilliant students, crumble, not because they didn't know the material, but because their diet actively sabotaged their ability to recall it. They missed one crucial piece of the puzzle. The brain is the only organ that doesn't rest. It requires a constant, high-grade fuel source, especially during periods of extreme cognitive demand like final exams. In a moment, I'll reveal the 7 specific foods that act as precision instruments for your brain, rebuilding memory, boosting focus, and dramatically cutting down on anxiety. And I'll start with the single, most misunderstood food that should be in every student's diet, especially the night before a major test. Today, we're not talking about study techniques. We're talking about the chemistry of success. While this is primarily aimed at students facing high-stakes exams, the truth is that the principles of high-performance nutrition apply to anyone needing peak cognitive function, whether you're a student, an executive, or just someone looking to keep their edge. As we age, our mental resilience naturally dips. But for students, the pressure is immense, the stakes are high, and the stress hormones are surging. What used to pass for fuel like late-night pizza and sugary coffee is now actively working against your grades. It's time to stop studying harder and start fueling smarter. The problem is simple. The modern student diet is a recipe for cognitive disaster. Think about the typical study session. It's fueled by refined carbohydrates, chips, instant noodles, soda, and endless amounts of caffeine. What does this do? It sends your blood sugars soaring, giving you a sharp temporary burst of energy. But what comes next is the crash, the dreaded reactive hypoglycemia, where your brain is starved of steady glucose, leading to that heavy, foggy feeling where you read the same sentence 3 times and absorbed nothing. This isn't just about feeling tired, this is about inflammation. Highly processed foods trigger inflammatory responses in the body and, critically, in the brain. Inflammation in the hippocampus, the memory center of your brain, is a documented barrier to forming and retrieving long-term memories. You are, quite literally, studying your material, but your diet is preventing your brain from filing it away correctly. Here is the myth-busting line you need to hear. You've been told that sugar is brain fuel, but the truth is, excessive sugar is a brain toxin during high-stakes study. Your brain doesn't need speed. It needs stability. It needs slow release, high-quality, anti-inflammatory building blocks to function at its peak. The hidden truth behind successful cognitive performance is not speed, but connectivity. Your brain is only as fast as the electrical signals traveling between neurons. For those signals to travel quickly and efficiently, they need 2 things: healthy cell membranes and robust neurotransmitter production. The membranes of your brain cells are literally made of fat. Specifically, they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, primarily DHA. Without enough DHA, your cell membranes become stiff, signals slow down, and your focus wavers. Think of it like trying to transmit data through an old, rusty copper cable instead of a high-speed fiber optic line. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging highlighted a direct correlation between consistent intake of specific polyunsaturated fatty acids and improved working memory and reaction time in young adults. This wasn't about studying harder. It was about giving the brain the raw materials it needed to wire itself correctly. Now let's talk about stress. Exam periods flood your system with cortisol. Cortisol is necessary for short bursts of alertness, but prolonged exposure damages the hippocampus. This means that while you're studying, the very hormones released by the stress of studying are actively making it harder to remember what you're relearning. The real key and the tension builder before we reveal the solution is finding foods that simultaneously feed your brain's structure and buffer it against the chemical assault of anxiety and stress. You need nutritional agents that are both builders and protectors. And most students are completely unaware of the simple, delicious, and widely available foods that achieve both goals effortlessly. It's time to reveal the core of the strategy, the 7 precision foods that every high-performance student should incorporate, especially in the final weeks leading up to an exam. Food 1. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel. This is the absolute king of brain foods, containing the highest amount of DHA. As we just discussed, DHA is the structural component of your neuron membranes. Eating fish regularly literally makes your brain cells more fluid and efficient at communication. When and how to take it: aim for 2 to 3 servings a week. The optimal time is dinner. A salmon fillet provides the building blocks for overnight cellular repair and membrane recovery. Mistakes: taking a low-quality rancid fish oil supplement instead of whole food. If you take a supplement, ensure it's third-party tested and kept refrigerated. Food 2. Blueberries, the neuroprotector. Blueberries are packed with flavonoids, specifically anthocyanins. These compounds cross the blood-brain barrier and land directly in the memory centers, protecting neurons from oxidative stress caused by long study hours and stress. They are a defense system for your memory. When and how to take it: every day. A small bowl in the morning with breakfast or as a study snack. Their natural sugar content is low, providing steady fuel without the crash. I worked with a law student, Sarah, who suffered from severe mental fatigue by 5 p.m. We swapped her afternoon pastry for a handful of wild blueberries and walnuts. The change was subtle but profound. She reported an extended period of clear, focused study time, linking it directly to the switch. Food 3. Eggs, the choline powerhouse, specifically the yolk. Egg yolks are one of the best sources of choline, a critical precursor to the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. This is the chemical messenger responsible for learning, memory, and sustained attention. No choline, no acetylcholine. No acetylcholine, no sharp memory. When and how to take it: the perfect exam day breakfast. Scrambled eggs or a simple omelette ensures your brain has a steady, high-quality supply of the raw material for memory retrieval right when you need it most. Mistakes: only eating egg whites. You are throwing away the goldmine. The yolk is the key. Food 4. Walnuts. Shaped like a brain for a reason. Walnuts provide a solid blend of healthy fats, vitamin E, and antioxidants. Vitamin E is crucial for preventing lipid peroxidation, the deterioration of fats in the brain. They also offer a small amount of plant-based omega-3 salve. When and how to take it: the ultimate study session snack. Keep a small bag next to you. The healthy fat content keeps you satiated, stabilizes blood sugar, and provides consistent fuel. Food 5. Avocado. Why it works: rich in monounsaturated fats, which support healthy blood flow. Your brain is one of the most metabolically active organs, and efficient blood flow is vital for delivering oxygen and glucose. Avocado helps keep the arteries clear and the blood pumping smoothly to your cortex. When and how to take it: on whole grain toast or in a smoothie, ideally for lunch to avoid the post-lunch slump. Food 6. Leafy greens, spinach, kale. High in folate and vitamin K. Folate is essential for DNA synthesis and repair, critical processes in a constantly active brain. Vitamin K is being studied for its direct role in neuronal integrity. When and how to take it: sneak them into a pasta sauce, a morning omelette, or a simple side salad. Consistency is key here. Food 7. Complex carbohydrates, oats, quinoa. This is how you avoid the crash. Complex carbs are digested slowly, providing a sustained trickle feed of glucose to your brain. This ensures you never run out of primary fuel. When and how to take it: oatmeal for breakfast or quinoa for dinner. This provides the stable energy base that allows the fatty fish and choline to do their powerful work. Now that you know what to eat, we must address the saboteurs. This is where most people go wrong. They introduce the right foods but fail to remove the items that nullify their benefits. You must stop doing these 3 things immediately. The night before or the morning of an exam, avoid donuts, sugary coffees, candy bars, or energy drinks. This is the biggest mistake. While you think it's giving you a boost, you are setting yourself up for an inevitable dramatic crash right in the middle of the most important section of the test. Stick to the eggs and complex carbs. Don't gamble with your blood sugar. Deep-fried foods, fast food, and highly processed snacks are often cooked in cheap, high omega-6 seed oils. While omega-6 salts are essential, the typical student diet has an unhealthy excess. This imbalance promotes inflammation, which directly interferes with the anti-inflammatory Memory-boosting work of the omega-3 you are trying to consume from the fatty fish. You are fighting a war against yourself. Caffeine is a performance enhancer, but only up to a point. Too much caffeine, especially when combined with stress, spikes your cortisol levels and drives up anxiety. This pushes you into an overstressed state where your working memory actually degrades, and you start second-guessing every answer. Limit your intake, and importantly, stop consumption after 2 p.m. to protect your sleep, which is the single most powerful tool for memory consolidation. If you don't sleep, you can't remember. Let's quickly recap. Success in exams is not just about intelligence. It is about giving your brain the structural integrity and stable fuel supply it needs to perform under pressure. This means relying on the structural builders like fatty fish and eggs for memory, using the neuroprotectors like blueberries and walnuts for defense, and using oats and avocado for stable energy delivery. Here is your final bonus tip, and it's a lifestyle hack. Hydration. Your brain is 75% water. Even a mild state of dehydration can lead to measurable declines in focus and short-term memory. Keep a bottle of water next to you at all times. Think of it as the solvent for your neural network. It is time to stop viewing your food as a reward or a distraction and start seeing it as the high-octane fuel for your future success. Take control of your performance, not just through late nights, but through smart, targeted nutrition. Which of these 7 foods have you been neglecting? Or which of the 3 mistakes have you been making during your study sessions? Tell me in the comments below. Let's chat about boosting academic success. And if you found this deep dive valuable, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more wellness tips to help you live your most vibrant life. Until next time, stay healthy.